Keeping true with his priorities since he took office and his commitment of providing much-needed services in his 22nd district, Council Member Costa Constantinides announced on Friday, August 17th, a new robust effort to keep the streets of the Astoria neighborhood clean, beautiful, and graffiti-free over the next year through his partnership with local groups who have been funded in this year's city budget. The announcement was made during a street press conference, also attended and addressed by local community and organization leaders, as well as representatives from the Department of Sanitation. Mr. Constantinides stressed that more than $290,000 has been allocated in the city's budget for fiscal year 2019, which went into effect last month and runs through next June. The Association of Community Employment Programs for the Homeless, ACE for short, received more than $225,000 to continue sweeping Astoria sidewalks. The Central Astoria Local Development Coalition, more than $35,000 to beautify Astoria with new tree beds and other beautification measures. And the New York City Department of Transportation, $10,000 that will help increase the frequency of garbage pickups along 31st Street near Ditmars Boulevard, one of the busiest sections of District 22. Mr. Constantinides also stressed that these funding allocations deemed crucial after the brutal effects on businesses in the neighborhood due to the MTA shutdowns. Referring to the opening of the 30th Avenue subway station, which was shut down for 8 months undergoing renovations, Mr. Constantinides further stressed that, quote, by keeping our streets clean and welcome thoroughfares, we are sending a message to the entire city that Astoria is still the wonderful place it always has been, end quote. People are very proud of you for your initiative. You want to just elaborate a little more?
You know, we're very excited to announce a re-up of our cleanup initiative here in Astoria to keep Astoria clean. So we're going to have over close to $300,000 this year for cleanup. $225,000 for street sweeping on 30th Avenue, on 31st Street, on Ditmars Boulevard, on Hoyt Avenue, on Shore Boulevard, on 21st Street. We also will have graffiti removal. So if someone needs to call my office, 718-274-4500, they can get the graffiti removed in a couple of days. And also here on 30th Avenue, which was so impacted by the train closures, we're going to have additional beautification measures to make 30th Avenue even more beautiful than it was before.
And what do they include?
Cleaning up the tree beds, planting new flowers and new greenery here on 30th Avenue. Just trying to add a little extra pizzazz, something small that makes 30th Avenue even better than it is currently.
And what is unique about the ACE group is that they come from homeless shelters, and this allocation gives them a chance to get a job, right? Yeah,
this gives them a 15 an hour job. It allows them to get job training, allows them to get their educational training, and it helps them change their lives. And it's been a great partnership. We've worked with ACE for over 3 years. They've been out there in the snow, in the rain, shoveling during the winter time, out here in the heat where we are in August right now, and they've been working so hard every day to keep our neighborhood clean.
And you've been working hard this summer. What else are you working on?
We're just about to start participatory budgeting. So come September, right after Labor Day, we're going to have participatory budgeting ideas because the budget never stops. We just actually introduced. We're looking to introduce legislation to make sure in the fall we talk about lead in our playgrounds, lead in our water. Making sure that we keep our communities clean, and safe from lead exposures. So we are going to be holding hearings on that in September, and just continuing to work hard. Even though it's summer and it's hot, making sure that we continue to add resources to this community to make it even better than it is.
Thank you, Costa.
Thank you, Elena, for all that you do. You're the greatest. Thank you.
Hi, James. I think we spoke last year.
We have to stop meeting like this.
So what's the update that you can give us?
Councilman has been incredibly generous. One of his main priorities is making sure his district is clean, and we both have agreed for years that the neighborhoods are defined by the cleanliness of their streets, and his actions support his words. He's funded our organization for 3 years running, and the work is you know, it's clearly visible the changes that are happening in this district where we deploy the ACE guys. I think the important thing for the councilman and I is not only is it the sanitation work changing, making the community beautiful, but it's also creating life-changing employment opportunities for the men and women of ACE. It's creating full-time jobs that are good jobs. Minimum wage.
So tell us a little bit about the people who are employed at ACE.
Sure. The guys that we serve are coming through homeless shelters for the most part. They attend our 4 to 6 month training program where they attend math class, English class, learn how to use a computer. They receive certifications, forklift training, OSHA certifications, and we help them job search.
And how many crews do you have out, let's say, every day or every week?
Goodness gracious. Over 85 men and women in 4 boroughs every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you cover all boroughs.
We're everywhere but Staten Island. We're working on Staten Island.
Okay. Well, what else would you like to add to our conversation?
I just want to thank Councilman Constantinides for his, first of all, his commitment to our organization, but as I mentioned before, he truly cares about the men and women we serve and what happens to them. The work is good, but he goes beyond the work, and he does take an interest in the guys, and he wants them to do well personally and professionally, and we love him for that. He's a great man for Queens, and we love him.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Mr. Circharo, so tell me a little bit about your role in this endeavor.
So I work in the Bureau of Community Affairs, and my role is I manage the cleanup initiative from sanitation's end. So we speak with the council members and try and educate them on ways that they can use their funds to improve the conditions in the community. And Council Member Constantinides has been somebody who has given us consistent funding over the past 3 years or so.
Okay, this is a proposal I've been making for years. Why don't we add more garbage cans in the streets? Because you look around, you might see 1 or 2, and that prompts people to throw garbage on the street. Why is that? You don't see that in Europe, but you see this only in New York City.
You do. If there are locations in which the community wants to add additional litter baskets, we'd be happy to look at them. Our cleaning office will vet the locations. We tend to put them on highly trafficked pedestrian areas and in commercial corridors. We don't tend to put them on majority residential areas. So if there's locations people want us to look at, we're happy to take a look. But they are usually high foot traffic, major commercial areas.
Have you ever thought about like putting signs, please do not litter?
So we did at one point have a signage department during budget cuts some time ago. Before my time with the department, we got rid of the sign department, so we no longer make them, and that was also a part of an effort to from DOT to remove essential signage, non-essential signage, like no dumping signs and other things like that. So we no longer make them, so we can't really.
Perhaps you can request from the city council to give you some allocations, because I think they're very important to have them around.
I do know a lot of council members have asked about it in other neighborhoods in other council districts, so I'm sure that's something that they're looking at. So not up to us. We don't make them anymore, so unfortunately.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.